Alrighty, so I'm a little bit late because I wasn't home and they dropped it early, but I'm like an hour late, so sorry about that. Anyways, it looks like we are finally getting the patch notes for the KOF collab, which is really, really cool. It looks like they're going to be doing an early maintenance, which I kind of figured they would. So it looks like for me, it's going to be roughly 8 p.m. PST whenever it starts, and it's a 3-hour maintenance. So it'll be done at about 11 p.m. I'm assuming that I should be fine to do live summons and everything like that tomorrow night, whenever the patch drops. So if you want to, stay tuned and hang out for that, or if you want to just, come by, whatever, feel free to subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I go live, if you're not already. So obviously, we're getting 2 new characters. This is the first time that any of the collabs have ever come back to the game, or at least this is the first one that is coming back, and JP and Korea have already had this update. But we're a lot closer to the JP and Korean versions of the game now. We're only 2 weeks behind instead of a month. So there's obviously been a lot of videos and stuff like that from the Japanese players and stuff like that have been posting about Terry and Iori, and I have to say I think that they're pretty interesting, but I really don't know if a lot of free-to-play players should really invest in this banner or not. Obviously, this is the first time that any of the, older KOF units are coming back, but unfortunately, if it's the same banner that they got on JP and Korea, which I'm assuming it is, I can probably... Well, actually, I don't think they'll drop the patch notes for the banner until the maintenance starts. But for them, it was I think it's 0.5% chance for both of these new units, the Iori, Yagami, and Terry Bogard unit. Both of those are 0.5%, so it's a 1% chance to get a new unit. And then the rest of these characters are actually pushed into the regular draw pool with the other characters that they put on the banner, which aren't very great. I mean, I think Tarmiel's on the banner and maybe Chandler. So there's a couple of okay options besides the collab units, but all of these units plus the other units that aren't rated up are going to be like a 0.14% chance or something like that, which is insanely low. I think that they probably should have did like a 0.5% chance for these units, and then maybe like a 0.3% chance for these units, and then whatever was left, they'll just throw a couple of SSRs in there or something like that, maybe. Or even if it would have been perfect if all of them would have been 0.5, that way it would have been, it's a 3% chance to pull, any of the units. But obviously, we don't live in a world where Netmarble cares that much about the player base. So, yeah, kind of crappy if you're trying to get these specific units. Obviously, Kyo is sort of the one that was like the bread and butter for the last time that we got the KOF collab. I think that both of these units are pretty decent in their own right. I think Terry, for me, is the most interesting because I like stance units a whole lot. But, yeah, Iori seems like he has a lot of potential, but you also have to pair him pretty much with Kyo, which can be an issue because if you're a newer player or you don't have Kyo, you're going to have to try to pull Kyo off the banner along with Iori to really use him to his fullest potential. Plus, they don't ever sell collaboration costumes and stuff like that for gems at all. It's only money. So unless you're planning on spending real money on the game, you're not going to be able to get the extra costumes that you need for these characters to really buff them up and make them, give them that extra CC and stats and stuff like that you're going to need to compete in like higher tier PvP and stuff like that. So that's a really big bummer as far as I'm concerned. I don't have any of the costumes for any of these characters. I'm thinking about buying the Mai outfit, the new one that she gets for this update, and then maybe some of the Terry cosmetics because I think that Terry just is the most interesting to me. But the rest of them, I honestly, even though Kyo was the best unit from the collab in the first place, I don't think that he's super, super great. He's definitely a little bit dated, and that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, he's still a pretty good unit, and he can have his uses, but aside from the odd bond team here and there, nobody really uses him that often. But I mean, like I said, people do use him on the bond team here and there, but more often than not, the bond team ends up getting the one Escanor or some other human unit. But I don't know. Kyo's still pretty good. Obviously, if you can pull him on the banner, then that's great. They are giving out a free copy of Mai, which is really nice. So you can use that for whatever you need, honestly. But yeah, the new units, I would say if you get Terry, that's great. He seems like he's pretty decent and can stand alone on his own. He doesn't need another unit. But Iori kind of needs to have Kyo, which is kind of a problem because Kyo's not rated up at all, which is dumb. So yeah, there's obviously going to be a lot of stuff coming along with the update as well. It looks like we're getting 2 sets of free summons, maybe. Like it says 22 times, so I'm assuming there's 2 multis worth and then 2 extra summons for whatever reason. I'm not sure what the 2 extra summons are for, but you do get a free copy of Mai, which is really nice, through the special missions. Pretty sure each of the special missions awards you with 2 summon tickets as well. So if you complete all of the story or all of the summon tickets or the special missions, you're going to get 1 multi's worth along with your free copy of Mai. So I would definitely save into a multi, so that way you get the extra summon. They are also doing holy relics for each of these units, which is really, really cool. I am very happy with the way that they're doing the holy relic system for these units, because obviously some of the older collab units like Kyo and Mai and Athena and Rugal don't, they're not as they're not as up to date as Terry and Iori are. So all of the collab characters for this are actually getting a holy relic that you can grind and get just solely by playing the KOF events, which is really, really nice. You don't have to do any bird boss or anything like that. You can get them all from playing in the events during the collaboration, which is super, super good. So I'm looking forward to grabbing those, while I can. I should be doing some showcases and stuff like that for a couple other characters throughout the week. I'm just a heads up, even though I'm gonna grab the holy relic for Athena and Rugal, I don't really see myself wasting the materials to boost those units up. If you want to see any sort of I guess video on those holy relics or how they work with the characters and everything like that, I would probably just suggest you go find somebody else's video, because as a regular player that just makes content on the game, I spend money on the game here and there just to make sure that I can get, characters to showcase and have fun with content in the game. I don't have, a ton of Super Awakening coins and stuff at the moment, so I'm not going to buy any bundles or anything like that to try to just level up characters that I'm basically never going to use. I already have Mai upgraded, and I already have Kyo upgraded, and I'm going to upgrade the 2 new units because obviously they're brand new and they're worth using. But yeah, Omega Rugal just doesn't have a lot of use case for me, and Athena is mainly just like a sub-slot unit for my Brawl team, so I'm probably not going to get them to level 90 and Super Awaken those, just to let you know ahead of time. But yeah, check-in event, special missions, world quests. If I'm not mistaken, some of the world quests and KOF Britannia missions, or these modes right here, were actually really, really cool. The first time that they came around, it was almost like a little arcade machine, and you just go through in a little bracket tournament sort of deal and fight NPCs and stuff like that and gain rewards and stuff for it. So I honestly thought that the way that they did this the first time was really, really cool. There's obviously going to be exchange shops. I can't remember what the Athena's gift is. I can't remember if they did that the first time or if this is a whole new thing. I want to say I remember them doing this last time, but I'm not positive on that. It looks like they're doing Fight Festival victory events. So if you don't know, basically, I think it's 15 wins per week, and I think it runs for 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken. At least it normally does. I don't know if they're going to be doing special rules or anything like that for the KOF collab stuff, but you basically just want to win as much as you can during the week, so that way you get some extra rewards. It looks like you're also going to get boosted points for winning, which is kind of nice, so that way you can try to get higher ranks and stuff like that a little bit easier. Growth boosting events, so obviously they're doing Brawl reward upgrades, which is nice. Brawl KOF 98 hero buff event. I'm assuming that they're wanting you to use KOF characters in Brawl. I don't know how much I'll do that, but maybe, depending on what the rewards look like. Success rate up for hero enhancements, which is good. Equipment salvage and super and ultra success rate up. They don't really do these salvage events all that often, so I would definitely try to take advantage of this if you can. I don't really worry about these too much most of the time, but I do kind of need some more 5-star awakening stones and stuff, so I may try to actually take advantage of this if I can. stamina decrease for main and free stages, which is really nice. The deathmatch host and clear rewards ×2, so make sure that if you want to do demons and stuff like that, like if you're in the mood to do demons this week, or while this event is going on, definitely do them, because you get double the rewards and you can kind of sit on those for new and future characters, which is always kind of nice, so you don't have to grind them out before, you know, new characters drop. Surprise auto clear ticket sale event, so I'm not quite sure what that is. If I have to spend money on it, then huge pass. I'm not buying skip tickets, but yeah. So collab holy relics are available. Craft all these holy relics for free during the event. So basically, from my understanding, I think they're bringing back final boss Rugal, and doing that alongside, I think it's the KOF Britannia event. I think you get all of the materials that you need to make each of the holy relics throughout the week and everything like that. So I can't remember, I don't know exactly how many you get, but I'm pretty sure you can get like 2 of them a day, or maybe 3 of them a day. I can't remember exactly how much you can farm this. I didn't look into it too much when the JP players were doing it, but obviously, you know, as long as you put in the time, you can get them all for free while they're here. So that's really, really good. I think it's funny that all of them except for Mize are just gloves. I think that's very interesting. But let's actually read over some of them really quickly, because I didn't look too much into it while it was on JP. So for Terry, it looks like when you use a stance skill, the hero removes all debuffs and from self and increases all stats by 20% for 2 turns. So this was the big thing. From my understanding, Terry has a stance skill that does really... it does okay if you don't have the relic, but when you do have the relic, you can basically use a bunch of stances in the same turn, and it basically stacks those 20% stats, and you can deal like massive damage with him as long as you just like keep stacking your counters while you are still within that 2 turns or whatever. So very interesting there. That makes him a pretty decent unit. Iori's is decreases all enemies' pierce rate, crit chance, and crit damage by 2% for every ignite effect on the enemy. So his actually doesn't seem like it does as much. Obviously, this is one of the biggest reasons why you want to run him with Kyo, because he actually doesn't have anything to do with ignites from my understanding. Like, his skills don't deal ignites or anything. So yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons, like alone, why you want to run him with Kyo. Kyo's basically makes it to where applies 2 ignite effects on one random unit, or one random enemy for 1 turn at the start of the ally's turn. So his isn't like super huge. Normally, whenever like as soon as it becomes your turn at the beginning of the match, it'll apply 2 ignite stacks on all of the enemies, but for his, it's basically going to apply 2 extra ignites on 1 random enemy. So pretty interesting, not bad. Obviously paired with, you know, Iori, you can deal some pretty interesting damage right there at the beginning of the match. Athena's is if the hero is hit by an enemy skill and takes 30% or more of max HP in damage, the hero recovers HP by 40% of the damage taken, and it's not like a limited thing. So if they deal over 30% of your max HP, she basically heals 40% of whatever she took. So pretty good, honestly. Makes her a lot tankier. She's not really like a front unit though, so I'm not really sure how useful this is going to be, because most of the time people run her in the back slot because of her passive. But I don't know, kind of interesting, you know, to say the least, I guess. Mize is increases all allies attack by 15% of the hero, or if the hero is buffed, which actually works out really good because her passive makes it to where if any of her cards are ranked up, whether it be by merges or Gother buffs or whatever the case may be, she automatically gets all of her basic stats increased. So once she becomes buffed, all of your allies get a 15% attack increase, which is pretty good. I think that one's pretty interesting. And then Rugal's is when hit by an enemy skill, the hero's pierce rate increases by 10%, limit of up to 5 times. So it makes his pierce rate a lot higher. Obviously, it's not as good as it could be. I think if it was just like a base like pierce rate increase, so that way you could use it at the beginning of the match. But he is kind of tanky because of his passive. Like once his HP drops below 50% or whatever, he gains his whole health bar back, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know, very interesting. Here are the materials that you need. I don't know what the name of any of them are. Obviously, these little light cubes are somewhat familiar because we already have some of these light cubes for some of the relics already. But yeah, so those are the relics. We are getting final boss Rugal, like I just said. Get various rewards such as Omega Rugal's SSR costume and KOF collab hero holy relic materials. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same outfit that Rugal had the first time. I'm pretty sure it will be. I'm not positive on that though, but if you've already done, or like if you already have that Omega Rugal outfit from the first time that it came around, I'm sure it'll just give you some outfit or like some cosmetic upgrade materials, so nothing too crazy there. It looks like we're only getting one battle event, which is kind of nice. Not that I don't like it, you know, the more battle events the better, because you get 2 diamonds for each one that you clear, but these battle events sometimes are just super tedious to me and I just hate doing them sometimes. But they are also doing a village donation event. So if you don't know, you can go to each of the villages and donate up to 1,000,000 gold to get one of each pendant, which is kind of nice. That's a free 6, or not free, but that's a, you know, 6 pendants that you can grab, SSR pendants that you can grab just by donating 6,000,000 gold, which isn't, it sounds like a lot, but you know, you can farm gold pretty easily. I'm pretty sure I'm farming gold right now. So also there are new outfits coming to the game. So obviously the 2 new characters are going to be getting 2 costumes each, and then they're actually adding a new costume for Mai, Athena, and Kyo, which means that Rugal's not getting a new outfit. Maybe this is a new outfit that you get for the final boss. I'm not honestly too sure on that one. I don't play on JP or anything, so I didn't really see it for myself. But yeah, I think a lot of these outfits are really cool. I'm planning on buying the Mai one just because I'm a simp, but I would like to get the Terry Bogard ones as well because they're pretty cool. And all right, that's it seems like the bulk of it. Okay, we are getting some other stuff as well. So KOF costume sets, event costume sets, Ultimate Fighters costume sets. New bundles, of course, so if you want to spend money you can. We're finally getting the next Hawk Pass. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the Hawk Pass that gives us the Brunhild cosmetics, if I'm not mistaken, because we haven't got those yet, so I'm assuming we'll get that one. And then the next one that we get should have the Awakened Easton stuff in it, because they've already gotten a chef's outfit for the Hawk Pass on JP that has Awakened Easton stuff. So for this one, for us specifically, it should be Brunhild. I don't know if they're going to try to bundle both of them together, but I doubt it. I don't know. You never know, though. Looks like there are new Fight Festival rules and rewards. Super Awakening stats will not be applied during the next 2 weeks during the event period, so that's pretty interesting. Actually, this starts on the 14th, so it's not this coming week, but the next week, actually, that it starts. So that's actually kind of interesting. Everybody's going to be doing less damage, but obviously you're not going to have as high of stats and stuff like that, so kind of cool. Could be interesting to play around with. Rank rewards, of course, if you're within certain ranks you get higher rewards. Rank system rewards will be given in addition to normal rewards. They are adding level 90, which is really cool. I don't know what it is about them adding player rank to the game, but I always enjoy kind of grinding out more of it. But yeah, I don't know. It'll probably take me like a couple of days to actually get to level 90, but it's nice because you'll actually be able to get more stamina, a couple of extra stamina. You'll be able to add a couple more friends, which is really cool. And I think those are the main benefits pretty much from rank, but I can't remember if there's any more than that. Account combat class buff increase. So I think currently 4 million is the highest buff that they have, and they're actually adding all the way up to 12 million, which is pretty insane. Like only like the top tier whales have like a 12 million box CC, so that's definitely super high. It's a 15% increase to your max HP, which is, you know, HP is one of the biggest translators into CC. So that's definitely interesting. We're also getting the new 7 Constellations growth event, or growth system, not an event. Strengthen all owned heroes by using growth points, which can be obtained through acquiring and developing heroes. Stats increased from account combat class, and 7 Constellations buff will not affect your account combat class. 7 Constellations buff applies to all content except for account combat class info and knighthood combat class registration. You may enter the combat class or 7 Constellation system if you own 80 or more heroes. So It's kind of whaley. If I'm not, if I'm not gonna, beat around the bush on this one, it's pretty whaley. I've kind of seen a little bit of the info and stuff like that from when it hit JP. Basically, it's just like an overall buff system that they're adding to the game. Basically, there's just like these little constellations and everything, and you go through, and the more heroes you have, like super awakened, awakened in general, leveled up, limit broke, have costumes, upgraded costumes, etc. You're gonna get growth points for everything that you've done to a character, basically, across your entire box. So you basically spend those points on little gems that are going to give you slight increases to your stats throughout the constellation as you complete them, and it's just going to give your characters overall buffs, which is kind of interesting. Like, I like the system in theory. I'm just really happy that you don't have to do it for every single individual character, because if there's already so much you have to do to each character every time you get a new character, that I would hate this system if it was just every character has a constellation. But it's like an overall combat class, or like an overall box thing. Like, it just upgrades everyone in your box, which is pretty cool. I don't know honestly how much of a difference it's going to make at the moment, because from my understanding, the buffs that you get are pretty minimal. They're not like super big, but obviously anything that you get is a plus, and it's all going to add up towards the end. So definitely something to take into account. I would work on that if you have it, or like once you have it unlocked and everything like that. So yeah, because I don't think you're going to be able to use these growth points for anything else anyway, so you might as well just, throw them all in, from my understanding. Growth points are acquired from new hero acquisition, limit break, awakening, super awakening, ultimate move enhancement, and costume acquisition. And then once you get in each, there's like little, like there's big crystals that give more stats, and then there's smaller crystals that just lead into the other ones and give you small stats and stuff like that. So once you complete the whole thing, you get generic buffs and everything. So definitely very interesting. Stones and mana stones acquired by using growth points. Each time a stone is activated, all your heroes receive a stat buff. Constellation stones and mana stones activated abilities appears when you have enough points to activate all stones. So I think once you complete an entire constellation, you get the completion reward. So you get 100 attack and 60 defense for completing this one, for example. Which is pretty interesting. I don't know. We'll just have to look at it a little bit more in depth once it actually comes out to the game. Looks like the red stones are going to be for attack, blue stones are defense, and then green stones are for HP. So if you want to prioritize those, you can, I guess. Portrait mode is now available for the PC version. Supported resolutions are as follows. Go to Options, Settings, Resolution in the in-game launcher to set portrait mode. There is also going to be Hero Filter Edition Change Hero. So can we already do that? I'm not positive on that one. I guess not, but okay. I guess there's more ways to change hero. Revised replay story, side story. Both Ragnarok and Prisoners of the Sky chapters have been sorted together under menu replay story side story. So if you need to get to those, you can. Revised animation skip function. Previously, tap the skip button to skip animation. Revised deleted skip button. Tap anywhere on the screen to skip. So normally there was a skip button at the very bottom of the screen for animations that you can skip. Looks like now you're going to be able to just immediately tap on the screen and skip everything. Which applies to salvaging and engraving equipment, evolving and limit breaking heroes, which is good, awakening and super awakening, and ultimate move enhancement. So you're gonna go skip all of those animations now, which is kind of nice. It's gonna help save a little bit of time. Deleted the pop-up message after clearing deathmatch/conquest when you own max friendship awakening coins. If I'm not mistaken, this is the update where they're getting rid of the cap on friendship coins, so that's kind of big. Friendship coins acquired from the clearing deathmatch and conquest will be sent to your inbox. New heroes added to the 7 Deadly Sins draw. Looks like Blue Hauser is going to be going into these respective tickets because obviously the Festival Gother banner is ending. UR equipment for the 2 new heroes, which is fine. That's great. Surprise gifts are included in the Fort Solgris dungeon. Rewards. Looks like they're going to be continuing maybe. To celebrate the KOF collab returning, a week of 40 million download celebration for Solgris dungeon rewards, and a surprise gift will be sent to your inbox. Okay, so they're basically just sending an entire week's worth of the Fort Solgris bonus dungeon stuff to our inbox, which is kind of nice. So that's honestly pretty good. A couple of extra super awakening coins, some small materials and stuff, and it looks like we're also getting another set of clock tower key and a what are these called again? For training grotto key as well. So that's kind of cool. And then it looks like the or some ending events and draws. So the Halloween banners are going away. So if you haven't summoned on those, do so if you want to. The Matrona banner is going away along with the Deanne and Slater banner. A lot of the Halloween events are going to be ending. 40 million celebration stuff is ending, and then the bundles are also going away. Hawk Pass limited products in Sacred Treasure Shop. Okay, so that's cool, I guess. I guess like all of the old like chef's outfits and everything like that are going to be added to the treasure shop, I guess, if they're not going on. Maybe, I'm not positive on that. We'll have to look into that sometime. But yeah, obviously huge patch, a lot of stuff coming. Not only is it a bunch of collaboration stuff, but there's some extra stuff, you know, with like the player rank increasing and the 7 constellation system getting added. But it's going to be a huge patch. Obviously we're going to be going over a lot of it this week when you know, every it drops. We're going to be doing some live summons and everything like that, so if you want to see those, like I said in the beginning, stay tuned. I'm going to try to put out a video on how to beat, you know, Final Boss Rugal and any of the other events that you may need help with. Just leave anything down in the comments for me below, and I'll try to make sure that I get to it this week. So that is pretty much it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said at the beginning, I am a little bit late, but and this is kind of a long video, so it's probably going to take a while to upload, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Ton of info, ton of new stuff. Hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So see you then.